Welcome to the Idon Active Health Show with your host Khalil Smith, and we have Amber Hill here. We're going to get right into this conversation right after this introduction. Thank you for checking in and being a guest.
Thank you for having me. It's an honor.
Welcome back to the Idon Active Health Show, where we're changing lives by talking about health and business. How you doing, Amber?
I'm doing well. I love that music. I was over here jamming to it. I like that beat.
Oh yeah, I catch myself dancing when I listen to it. I got to
Yeah,
move the cameras off.
it's pretty
I
dope.
let's get a little background about you, so my audience can know who you are before we get into the conversation.
Okay, who I am. So
Yes.
my name is Amber Hill. I am a certified life coach. I've been a life coach since I established my business since 2006. But I've gone up and down with it, right? As I've evolved, my business has evolved and it's morphed and changed into what it is today. In the beginning, it was just one of those things where you're out there and you're trying to make it happen, but you don't really know how to make it happen. And then life happens. And so you're trying to deal with that. So, yes, ultimately, it's been around since 2006. I'm a certified life coach. I tend to connect more probably with women because I'm a woman and I'm empathetic to what we go through, but I really am for anyone. My practice is really about teaching us how to get back to ourselves. I just really feel that we as a society are not taught to truly love on ourselves or know how to be true to ourselves or be authentic. So, a lot of what I do is understanding that I feel a lot of the issues that we have in this life, the things that we deal with, if we're able to get centered, focused, and get very clear and still with self, I feel that a lot of clarity comes to mind. So, I teach a lot about mindfulness, teaching us about healing, getting back to who we are, trusting our intuition, meditating, active breathing. So I'm all about personal development. I'm about taking that story of trauma and drama and transmuting it into your passion, into your that thing that drives you to live a life that is much more authentic and genuine and not just looks good, but feels good.
That is amazing. That is amazing. Thank you for that. I love how you've been so consistent. We all have ups and downs in our journey. So I understand that. And I love the part that you're helping people to persevere, understand mindfulness, understand themselves. Because I believe it's all about personal development. You can't outgrow yourself. You can't want more if you're not going to become more. I always say that to people. And I try to do that in my life every day. I
Mhm.
don't ask for something I don't deserve because I might have to develop that skill, that belief, that thought, that mindset in order to accomplish that goal. So like that's
Absolutely.
really important to me. I love
Yeah,
what you're doing.
thank you. And just to build on what you said, I absolutely agree with you. You cannot teach yourself beyond your own level of comprehension. And that is where investing, and that's the other thing. I am trying to reset people's mindsets because if I understand that if I can change your mind, then I know you can change your life. And that is the truth. It is that mindset about it. And you're right. It's the way that we look at it and everything. It's so important. It's so important.
Like I didn't used to believe that, but after recently I have because like I do that to my clients as a health coach. I talk to them about their thoughts, their beliefs, who they're around, because all these things influence your thoughts and your actions. If you're around these people who have bad work ethic, you're gonna start to lack work ethic in
It's
any
true.
situation,
Mhm.
any habits they have, you're gonna eventually have those habits. So
Mindfulness. Yes. Mindfulness is so important. I literally just finished today writing my book called What Are You Thinking? And it's about mindfulness. It's just a little small, short book, but just to talk about because exactly what you said. So often I hear people say things that to them really don't affect them, like staying in contact with a relative that every time they have interaction, it's always a negative feeling. They walk away feeling away, and it's like you don't have to deal with that just because that is your relative. I believe that people have a right to protect their hearts and do what is in their best interests. You know what I'm saying? And so it's very important the company that you keep. There is something wrong with holding on to someone just because you may have known them for 30 years. But if they are stuck in this cycle of negativity, and all they're doing is draining you and leaning on you and pulling you, that's not healthy. And I want to teach people that it's okay. It's not about burning bridges and being mad at people. It's about choosing you and choosing that I want to live a life that is happy and surround myself with people who are positive and surround myself with positive things. It takes a lot to change your mindset. There's a lot of people that are very unconscious of the energy that they bring into environments, but it's important that energy that you have and the energy you allow around you, it affects you all the time, whether you know it or not.
you're totally right. I agree. Like relationships expire just like food, milk, produce. You don't have to burn bridges. Sometimes a relationship has reached that extent.
That's
Like maybe you're only supposed to be together for 3 years. Maybe just college. Have that and then leave it alone. You
that's
don't
right.
have to burn it. Sometimes you outgrow a person and you can't develop anymore with that person.
And I think, again, it's all about how we choose to look at things. We can choose to look at things or these ending of relationships in the negative sense, or these relationships because we experience something that is very traumatic in them or hurtful in them. Or we can choose it to look because I try to look at situations and say, this situation either taught me something about people or it taught me something about me. So if it does that, how is there any true bad experiences? It really is about perception and perspective and how you choose to look at things.
Definitely, definitely. I agree. It's all about how, well, whatever you can gain from it as far as
Exactly.
knowledge, experience. So I don't really think there's any bad experience.
Right. Exactly. That's exactly
So
what I'm saying. It's all experience.
I want to get into Be Inspired services. What
Mhm.
exactly do you do for people with your services, your business?
So I'm expanding, but right now I offer life coaching sessions. And I do that with individuals. I also do that with couples. I also offer some workshops because I work with people who are gifted as well, myself being gifted as well. So I do work with people who are gifted and want to learn more about their gifts and how to use them. And so I have those, what we call psychic development workshops that I do. But I also have a personal development course that I'm literally in the process of designing right now, which is going to be a 5 week course, 5 weeks in a row. And this is the kind of course that I would have liked. Like, we're going to get to it. Like, what is holding you back? What's holding you back? What do you need to let go of? Our thinking, reset the thinking. It's going to be about meditation, active breathing, intention setting, manifestation, journaling, all the things that I feel are a good recipe to get us back to us, to get us back to us, to get us centered and focused. Um, that's the most of what I do. Also offer readings on my website, so people who are interested and getting some readings from me, they can. But like I try to explain to people, I know that a lot of people have a lot of preconceived notions about, psychics and what we do and who we are and all of that. At the end of the day, I'm a life coach. My ultimate goal is to help people. I was not born to scam people, to hurt people, to deceive people, or mislead people. I am a child of light, and I am here to share my personal triumphs and for lack of a better word, failures, and share that with people and explain that if I have gone through and been through some of the things that I have gone through, I know that anyone else can get through it too. And that is my passion, to inspire people, to motivate people. So I do offer one-on-one meditation sessions because I'm very big on us getting centered and focused. And I think meditation is a great way to do that. I'm about to drop a secret right here on your show, an exclusive. Do you have a little sound drop for exclusives?
Oh, give me a second. Let me see something. Let me get that sound drop real quick.
See, it's a good thing
But
you guys are listening to this right now. You guys are about to get an exclusive right here.
my common music. But yeah, let's get to that exclusive.
Well, you know what? Be Inspired Services has been wanting to really be able to bring something more than just the service side. So I literally will be launching Be Inspired Creations, which is the retail side of Be Inspired Services, where it will have like positive quotes and things like that, t-shirts, hoodies, blankets, comforters, pillows, bucket hats, just a lot of different things. So that's something too. People have been waiting a long time for me to come out with my own accessories. And so finally, that's going to happen. So Be Inspired Creations is going to be launching probably within the next month. And like I said, within the next month as well, I'll be launching the new course, which is Activate Your Greatness, that 5-week course. And I'll be launching my book, What Are You Thinking? All of that in line. So that's all that's happening within the last 3 months. You guys are hearing it first here.
That's amazing. Thank you. Thank you. Before I get to my next question, I really do love your earrings, by the way.
Thank you.
But I want to ask you more about the whole about psychic. How do you go about helping people? Um, how do I say this? Let's say they think they have the gift. How do you go about that consultation, that service, talking to them about getting really in touch with it?
It's so funny because I mean, it literally took this second kind of, well, actually, not this second. I think that's what made me create the course because I had a mentee of mine, Livy, who took my psychic development course, but she doesn't really consider herself to be a psychic, or she considers herself, but she's not comfortable coming out saying it. And she was like, your course really is for anyone. I didn't really take it because I thought I was a psychic. I took it because I think it's a great course for personal development. And she was the one who really planted the seed that almost exactly what I'm teaching them, the conscious level aspect of it is what I teach in the meditation and the active breathing and all of that. So that is what me focusing on that. So someone who comes to me for psychic development, I'm going to immediately teach them meditation. I'm going to teach them meditation. I'm going to teach them active breathing. That is the basis and foundation of everything. You have got to get centered and focused. And then there's exercises that I actually did myself when I was trying to learn and develop my own abilities that I give to them. I have videos. I have an exclusive room that is set up with all the resources, all of the videos, articles, documents that I give out to the class is there. So they have that. Plus, I set up a glide so that they have one on one access with me and they have to do video blogs every 2 days. But pretty much, I am literally hands on walking them through every aspect of if they go step by step, how they do it. I also help guide them for the ones that have the ability to do readings. I guide them in how to do readings and how you shouldn't do readings and teach them that. So it really is just, again, leading them back to trusting themselves and trusting their intuition and really just giving them the confidence. What I tell them is, I'm not giving you anything that you don't already have. I'm just giving you the confidence to know that you can do this and you have to believe in yourself because that's the hardest thing. It's the mind, getting people to believe it when we're told that things like this is not true and that you can't do these things. But I think that a lot of people have put a lot of religious connotation on psychics when the bare truth and science of it is I could go into MIT's lab. They could put one of those helmets on me that have all of those electrodes on it that measure brain waves. And they could truly measure my brain when I actually do a reading. And they would see that it's just simply that I'm accessing a part of my brain that other people just haven't. Does it mean they can't? No, it just means they haven't. Other people that put more religious stuff on it, but that's it. I'm just able to access a certain part of my brain that allows me to receive information. And I also tell people I don't know everything. I don't know everything. I don't see everything. Only what is meant for me to share with someone to help guide them. That's it.
Yeah, that's amazing. Thank you for that answer.
Probably
So,
too long, right? Y'all be like, Lord, her answers are
oh no,
long.
oh no, it's perfect, perfect. So my takeaway from that, just being more conscious, so you can unlock and see what you need to see in your brain. Most of the time, I want to say I don't know the right percentage, but like 85% of the day, we're going to subconscious things, things we're used to, habits, driving, eating, walking, working. If we've done it so many times, it's subconscious. So it's kind of hard to think new thoughts unless we're consciously thinking it and doing
That,
it intentionally. So
that,
I definitely understand.
that's it. Mindfulness makes you be much more intentional and present in your body, present in moments, present even in meditation. Whereas before, I think a lot of, to me, I feel a lot of the old teaching of meditation was this: quiet your mind, let it go, and let it be free, and let your mind run. My mind is running on what's for dinner. Like, what am I going to have for lunch? Because I'm hungry right now. You know what I mean? So it was very difficult for me to get my mind to this Zen place where it would just zone out and I would just be there. For me, I did not achieve a level of deep mindfulness and meditation and consciousness until I became intentional inside of the meditation. And I think that is the piece that a lot of people don't tell people. You say, go meditate, but you don't really say nothing. So people don't really know, what am I supposed to be hearing? What am I supposed to be doing? What am I supposed to be? And I think that is like you giving someone a car full of gas and you don't give them the key. And I think for me, it didn't make sense. And I had to find a key, make my own key. And now I just share that key with other people, which allows them to have a deeper, more level of consciousness.
I agree. Let's give the audience something. If they're trying to meditate, what 3 to 5 tips will you give them so they can do it intentionally and they can have a good outcome from it, so they
Okay.
can continue?
So the first thing is make sure that you create yourself a space. Create a space that you will not be distracted. I know for a lot of mommies and daddies, that's a hard thing to do. But if you have space in your closet, go into it. Like, make yourself a space that you can at least have 15 minutes that is yours and yours alone. That's the first thing I would say. Number two, I would say for meditation, I would say, um, if it helps you to also create that space, that means not just have it, but include things in that space that also um, perpetuate peace. Like if you have sayings or candles or burning sage or frankincense and myrrh, creating an atmosphere of peace and tranquility in that space is a good thing. The third thing I would say is active breathing is one of the most powerful tools I have ever experienced in my life. And if you are not implementing active breathing, period, in your life, but especially with meditation, then you're missing the key to the car. So, active breathing is something you really need to learn. Number four, I would say do not think of do not think of meditation as a mindless thing. That is not true. When you are meditating, I think that you should be focused on your breathing until you get to a certain state where you can sway from that. But for the most part, focus on your breathing. For example, this is me. I've been doing this a while, so my breaths are a little bit different, you know. But when you breathe, most of us do not use our lung capacity. Coach, what is the statistics on the capacity that most people actually use when they breathe?
I actually don't even know that. I know for myself, if I'm doing like active breathing, I might inhale for 5 seconds, hold it for 2 seconds, and do like a deep exhale for 5 seconds.
Hmm.
Sometimes we leave a lot of it in there and we don't bring in as much oxygen as we need.
That's true.
So I don't know the proper percentage, but I kind of keep it on the time metrics.
Hmm. Because most of us, our lungs are like big balloons. They really have the capacity, just like balloons, to really fill. And most people do not even use half of that capacity. They only use, right? Because we're only
Yeah.
breathing like that. It's only until we are in labored breathing where it's now we start kind of paying attention to it. But most of us, so
Like
most of
we're
us do
saying,
not.
more conscious of it,
Correct.
intentional.
Cor- Correct. So you want to use your full capacity of your lungs. That means slowly and controlled. If you don't control your breathing, you will experience a little bit of a panic because you'll feel like either you're not releasing your breath fast enough or you're not taking in enough at the time. So you'll panic. So don't do that. You want to control it. So what I do is I start slowly. I breathe in fully all the way up. And I imagine that I'm going up all the way until I hit the top of my lungs and there is no more room. That means, yes, I push it until there is no more room to fit. Then I hold it for 3 seconds and then I make my lips like a whistle and slowly. And the reason why we do a whistle, because it helps to also slow you down on the breathing. So that's why I said time it in your chest about how you're going to release it so you don't panic. Okay. And then release it so it'll look like this. until every ounce is out. It is a slow, controlled, so when you are meditating, focus, pay attention to your breathing. That is the best tip anyone will ever tell you. So when you have your eyes closed, that's what you're focused on. Timing yourself, paying attention to your breathing. Pull it in. If I am paying attention to my breathing, how do I have time to fall asleep? You don't, because you're conscious, you're alert, you're aware, you're relaxed, but you're conscious. And the last tip, do not lay down to meditate. Don't lay down to meditate. That totally defeats the purpose. If you lay down, you're going to go to sleep. I know I did. Don't lay down. Never lay down to meditate. And those are the 5 tips I would say.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. And I know my audience really appreciate that. Hopefully they're going to try it today or at least tomorrow and just keep on going with it. It's
That's
all
it.
about that momentum.
Right.
But my next question is, I've been looking at your page. So I know as a life coach, you like to help people in different areas. So here's my question for you: how to gain a deeper love for yourself than others you're worth investing in? How do you go about talking to you about that, developing that love for themselves? Because a lot of people don't, we do so much for others that we don't think about ourselves. And then we say yes so much that eventually we start to hate those yeses that we said yes to because we know truly deep within we didn't want to do it.
This is why I teach about getting centered and getting back to self, because self is about looking at ourselves, being able to tell the truth to ourselves, know who we are, what we want, what we deserve, what we don't deserve. And I feel like when you get clear about those things, I feel like it really does help in other areas. Because if I know myself, I know me, I'm not going to let you put me in situations that dishonor me. So I'm always going to teach people, begin within. That is the motto of my business. Begin within. Everything you need is already inside of you. You don't need anyone to come into your life and make you happy. You don't need to buy anything to make you happy. Everything you need to be happy and whole is inside of you. And if you are not happy with your life, if you don't know what self love is, then that's okay. Because I'm here to help you. Because it's like a person who doesn't love themselves or don't know how to love themselves. It's like being a cup with a hole in it. It doesn't matter how much you put into that person. It doesn't matter how much you tell them you love them. Doesn't matter how much you try to show them. It doesn't matter how much you try to buy them or give them things. It will never be enough, because that hole can only be fixed by them. And so all I can ever tell somebody is, you deserve it. You deserve to be happy. You are worthy. And if you can love someone else, then you have to love yourself. You have to have it on the inside to give it out. You can't give what you don't have.
Amazing answer. I love it.
Yeah. We got to love ourselves. And that's true. And that is a little bit of the difficulty, is getting people to understand that they are valuable and worthy to invest in. Because how many times have I asked somebody, so what do you do to show someone that you love them. Oh, I mean, I'll take them out to eat. I'm gonna go. We're gonna go out and buy them flowers. I'm gonna do stuff for them. I said, okay, great. What do you do to love on yourself? Oh, well, I go get my nails done. I said that stuff outside of you. What do you do to love on yourself? And it's like this deer in the headlights look. People don't know. But my thing is, everybody deserves to be loved and to love themselves. And you got to love the skin you're in. And that love that you want is never going to feel the way it feels when it comes from you. When I love me, what I attract is a totally different thing than what I was attracting when I didn't love me. Totally different energy. Totally different energy. And it's hard to get people to value themselves. It's hard. All I can say is you're worthy. You're worth all of it. You deserve to be loved. You have to love yourself. Let's work on those things that are holding you back from feeling unworthy or feeling like your voice doesn't matter to speak up about what you want or what you deserve. That's what I want to work on. I want to work on helping them, empower them. That's the important thing for me.
Yeah, I want to add on to that. What I thought was really important: energy. If you treat yourself with a certain type of energy, that's what you're gonna get from other people. So you can't not love yourself, expect other people to love you. It just doesn't work.
Yeah, I think it's interesting too. And people are very infatuated with love. I have more people that want to come to me about love, relationships, and so often you could just like a screaming letter, you could just like a screaming sign, like they need self love. Like they are too obsessed. And you can feel that a lot of them are in toxic relationships. And it's like they're so consumed with this toxic relationship that is not good for them rather than them loving themselves. And I just like, if you have a problem with being with you, then why do you think someone else would love it?
It doesn't make sense.
No, if you don't like being with you, like if you're that, it's different from being single and being single and miserable. If you're single and miserable and complaining about being single all the time, why do you think anybody, because you're miserable being with yourself. So that means you want to be in a relationship so you can make somebody else miserable with you. Because you have to be happy. You have to be a happy person.
Too many people are doing that. But yeah, that's amazing. I never thought about it that way. It makes total sense. But I also want to ask you another question. This is for all my relationship people who are in relationships that are viewing this. Um, how do you go about do you think people should what was that question I was thinking of? So I see a lot of people get into relationships, not really know each other. And like you
Mm.
said, it's the energy. Their energy is low. So how can they work on that if they are in a relationship and they do have that problem? That's that they don't love themselves. So now they're portraying that onto their significant other because a lot of people get into relationships too quick, not loving themselves, not understanding who they are. And now you got here it's slippery slope from there, that downward spiral.
That is a situation. Um, I always say again, if you don't have the the knowledge or the capability to handle things on your own, then there is nothing wrong with seeking professional help. There is nothing wrong with seeking counseling. There is nothing wrong with seeking therapy. But again, I feel that it is our personal issues, our past things that we're holding on to, past relationships, parent issues, daddy issues, mommy issues, ex issues, all these things, and we don't heal. We just jump into the next relationship. And so, again, that's why to me it just seems so clear. Everything comes back to us dealing with our ish, us being able to be accountable and take accountability and responsibility for some of the choices that we have made, and then tell the truth to yourself about yourself. Tell the truth. If you're in a relationship and it is not healthy for you, you can love someone else, but you have got to love yourself more and allow yourself to be in a situation that is going to be positive for you. So if you're in a relationship, I think go get find a life coach, find a counselor, find a therapist, and get clear. What is it that you want? Is it that you want to working on you and dealing with what your issues is? Because I'm a firm believer. Trying to fix other people outside of you is not the issue. Fix you. Get clear about what you want, and everything else is going to work itself out. So that will help that person evaluate whether or not it's a relationship they need to continue. Loving someone is not a good enough reason to have you miserable and unhappy and sad.
That was the gem right there. And we're working yourself, stop worrying about everyone else.
That's it. Fight
And
for
that's the
your
only
peace.
way it will prosper. Yeah, find your inner peace.
That's it.
So I have a couple more questions, but I want to do something different. We're gonna do like a live consultation. I want to ask you a question, and you're gonna talk to me as if you're talking to one of your clients.
Okay.
The question is, um, let's say I wanted to connect more to myself and guide myself to live a more authentic and genuine life. How would you go about talking to me about that if I'm struggling in that aspect of my life?
Then that is someone that I'm absolutely going to take them through meditation and active breathing. Like that's mandatory. I'm going to teach them the technique, and that's what we're going to do. Our session is going to be probably 30 minutes of talking, letting them speak about whatever is going on right then. But again, remember, I believe the power lies in the tongue. So this is not about focusing on negative things, and this is not about focusing on that. This is about what we're doing positive, what steps we're making forward, what we want to see, speaking life to those things. And then I'm going to also do that with them. We're going to go through some meditation techniques and do it with them. There's no way that they're going to go through that session with me and not tell me when they came out of there, they feel so much more calm. And see, because once you get calm, then you can see things more clearly. Now you can see things clearer. When things are going and you got the TV going and the radio's going and everything and we're constantly surrounded by noise. So that's the first thing. You have to eliminate the noise that disconnects you from yourself. Once we shut the TV off, the radio off, and all of that, start getting focused. And now, again, everybody is different. So everything is custom to each person. But I would absolutely start working with them to start building up exercises of self love. Affirmations are a great way to do that. Start talking about affirmations depending on what they say. If this person is coming to me and they're having body issues, then I may recommend that they start doing a 15-minute walk, 30. Everything is so custom because everybody's cracks are different.
Everybody's different as well.
Mhm. But that
Ah,
meditation is the key for everything. That's where I think me being somewhat of a spiritual life coach, because I believe that I believe in addressing the mind, the conscious mind, with our physical selves and what we have going on in this reality. And I don't believe that one can function without the other. I feel like consciousness is the key to everything. So I believe in joining the spiritual side and the physical side. So I do come from a spiritual thing, which is all about self and our connecting to our higher self, our higher power, setting our intentions and things of that nature. I am definitely much more spiritually grounded.
So pretty much most people are misaligned, and eventually we have to align the spiritual with the physical so we can find our purpose and find that inner peace.
Absolutely. And that's what
Okay.
that was my post for social media today, which was, unfortunately, women especially, we were not taught to love ourselves. We were taught that we are nothing if we don't have someone to love or someone to love us. That's what we were taught. But the truth is, so a lot of women don't know because we were taught to love other things, other people. We weren't taught to do it for ourselves. So that's why there is a disconnect. And that's why that's my job. Because there's a lot of women that are hurting, that need to do some healing, that need to let go of some things. And I'm kind of like a Ayanla Vanson. I'm kind of like there with you, but I'm also, gentle. But I'm just very passionate about what I do. I love people. I love all people. I'll work with anybody. It's just that I'm a woman and I can connect to women because I understand them more. But that doesn't mean that I could not connect to a king that wanted to come and, you know, work with me for anything that I have. And like I said, I love what I do. And
That's amazing. I appreciate what you're doing and who you are and your thoughts and the things you're giving to other people. I hope every woman that listening to this love yourself first. That's the only way you could change and conquer whatever you're going through. So I have two more questions before I get into this round. I like
okay.
to do. Um, Another question: how do you get people to stretch outside their comfort zone? Because a lot of people you can't grow just like personal development if you can't stretch out of the norm. Let's say it's your house. If you can't get outside, you can't grow. You can't meet this person. You can't learn this skill. You can't take this course. Well, maybe you could do it in your house, but still, I feel like the most powerful thing is connection with people.
Yes.
Connection is worth more than money for
Yes.
most parts. Yeah. So, how would you answer that question? How do you get somebody to stretch outside their comfort zone?
Well, that's the funny thing because when people sign up for my classes, that's mandatory. they don't even they don't even have a choice because I just put them in situ. They'll be like, but they grow through it, and I explain to them. I have to. That is my job as a teacher. My job is to lovingly push you because you never know what you can do. You never know where you can go if you don't allow yourself to grow, to fly. What fun is it to stay on that level, being right there? You have to take a chance and stretch yourself. And it is hard to get people to invest in themselves and to stretch themselves. But what I love is that for the most part, when they come to me, they are open to stretching. And this is what I tell them. That's why it's very important for you to find a life coach or a counselor or therapist that you trust. Because you're not going to understand it because you're in the process. So you have to find people that you say, look, I don't know where you're taking me, but I trust you that you have my best interest and I'm going to understand it better by and by because it is a process. It is a process for people to stretch. Some people are very stuck in their thinking. And guess what though? If a person wants to stay stuck in their thinking, it don't matter what I say or what I do. They are going to stay just right there. You know that too, King. You know that.
Yeah, I do. You can't change your circumstances if you stay in that comfort zone and be
Mm-mm,
surprised because
mm-mm.
you didn't change yourself. As far as aligned with personal development, changing yourself, you can't want something that you're not willing to change for and reach
Exactly.
that level to align with it. So my last question is, I know you talked to me about your book and your course in 3 months, but where do you see yourself in 5 years with everything you're doing?
Oh my
What are your
God.
goals?
Oh, did you see that face light up when you said 5 years? What I see me? Goodness gracious, great balls of fire. I honestly just see me traveling, doing different speaking engagements because I am a life coach, but there's like slash public speaker slash motivational in there. So I definitely see me doing more speaking engagements. I definitely see travel and just be inspired services just going to a whole new level. And who knows, maybe I'll have a life center, a physical life center by then, but who knows, maybe not. Definitely have some land with some animals on it though.
Okay, okay. What type of animals?
I need chickens. I need some chickens, and I think I'll probably have one goat so I can have some milk, and a horse just to help me get around. But that's it.
All the essentials. I see. All right, we're gonna get into the I don't active health round. What I like to ask all my guests. My first question is, what is your purpose in this life?
You said you're asking a guest or me?
Oh, myself. So you are my guest. I like to
Oh,
ask these questions to all my guests. My first question is, what is your purpose in life?
oh my gosh. My purpose is to guide people to understanding their power and understanding how absolutely amazing and gifted you are, and that anything that you are unhappy with in your life, know that you are the creator of it. You can change it. It all lies in you. So that is my job, is to inspire, motivate, and let people know that you can grow and heal beyond your traumas and your dramas. That's all.
That's amazing. That's amazing. I love inspiring people as well. My second question is, what is your regular morning routine? Because I believe that sets the day, that gets the ball rolling, and if you start off mad, that's how your day is going to be. It's going to be hard to come back
Yes.
and function. So, what is your morning routine?
So my morning routine, of course, first thing I do, check my phone, and I am immediately making, because I had to learn how to make flyers and all of that so that I could be in control of my marketing and my brand, because I just couldn't find anyone to put me out there in the way that I wanted. So I start my day with all my creating my flyers for all of my social media, marketing and promoting to all of my social media sites. And then it usually starts off with a call from my sister, a cup of tea, and depending on what projects or clients I may see that day, doing that and running errands. But it starts off, even if I'm not even out the bed, it starts off with me automatically. What can I do today? That is a person who is passionate, who is hungry and driven.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Do you meditate in the morning as well?
I do more active breathing at
Active
this
breathing.
point in my life than I do meditation. That's my form of meditation. But I do it, like I said, throughout the day and all of that.
Okay, sounds amazing. As long as it it brings light to the beginning of the day, I think it's important. A lot of people start off the wrong way, wake up angry, don't know how to change that energy.
Yep.
All right, my third question is, um, how do you lower your anxiety? Because a lot of people go through stress. They might wake up stressed because maybe they didn't resolve an issue before they went to sleep. Now they woke up with all this bad energy. Now their cortisol levels are going up. How do you go about lowering your stress levels?
Active breathing, meditation, hands down. I know y'all like, that's all she says, because it's the truth.
There's
It
a
is
trend, right?
active breathing. I'm trying to tell you something. Do the math. Active breathing, just simply by slowing your breathing down, which in turn lowers your heart rate. Do you understand that 3 minutes of just doing that and focusing your intentions on your heart? Because your heart, they just found out that your heart actually has brain cells in it. Did you know that? That they no longer deem the heart a muscle. It is now deemed an organ because they found that the heart is lined with actual brain cells, that the heart actually is independent with its own feelings, emotions, and thinks on its own. So, you taking a moment to sit and be conscious, hold gratitude, compassion, humility in your heart for 3 minutes. Do you know that it lowers your cortisones? It it lowers stress levels, anxiety, blood pressure, and it literally starts repairing your body just by slowing your breathing and focusing your mind intentions on compassion, on gratitude, on humility, just focusing on those things and holding and feeling your heart. Those literally set off a chain reaction to stop high blood pressure, anxiety, stress, all of these things. So, anyone in the morning, breathe. When you see those signs that say just breathe, it's so true. Just breathe. And when you breathe, imagine that you're, again, intentions is everything. Imagine that you are breathing in positivity, love, and light. And when you let it out, imagine you are releasing anything that is negative, toxic, that doesn't feel good. Let it out of you. That's the best thing to do, I feel, to help with any type of anxiety or feelings like that.
Amazing, amazing. Inhale positivity, exhale negativity. I feel
Absolutely.
it. So my fourth question, since I'm health coach, I like to ask people this question as well. What are some workouts you like to do to stimulate your mind and your body, such as walking, jogging, meditation, um, or playing any type of sport, anything of that nature?
I like puzzles. So I'm a puzzler. I like puzzles. I like things that challenge my mind, So like even like going to those escape rooms, I wasn't as good as I in my head I thought I was, but still like just figuring things out, trying to solve things. Oh, you have to circle me back because I did get lost.
Oh, you're fine. You're talking about a workout for your mind. I'm talking about
Oh,
for
the
your
workout.
body.
Right. So yes, meditation, active breathing, walking, just being able to go to the park and even just sit by the water and listen to the trees and everything to me is very cathartic, and it helps. Workouts. I like kickboxing. I like kickboxing. That lets my little aggressive side come out of it.
Okay, okay.
But yeah, I think all of that, kickboxing, jump roping, um, all of that, track, running, anything that I don't like squats though, but they're so good for you. But
They
then,
are, they are.
no, they hurt.
They do, but they tone your lower body, boost testosterone levels,
Yep.
foundation. But that's amazing what you're doing.
Oh, you
Mm.
too. You too. You
But
know,
thank you, I appreciate that. My last question: what are some foods you like to eat to stimulate your mind and your body that gives you energy instead of take away energy? Because some foods, like a lot of inflammatory foods, processed foods, high in sugars, breads, they may take away energy rather than give you energy so you can sustain that light. to carry out the actions you need to do in your day.
I absolutely organically, not that I was trying to lose weight or I was trying to do anything like that. I just always loved vegetables, but I just naturally and organically just started moving more into more natural foods and more cooking from scratch and home cooking. So it is an absolute must that I have to keep my vegetables on deck. My vegetables and my fresh fruit. Like I have to have my carrots, my onions, my mushrooms, my broccoli. Um, I got leeks and I didn't know what to do with them. And someone was like, the only thing I ever did was put them in the oven. I chopped them up and put them in a stir fryer. It was ridiculous. So I live for vegetables. I try to stay away from salts like garlic salts and onion salts. Like I deal with powders. Can't really overdo it when you're dealing with powders and herbs, right? It just gets flavorful. So I absolutely try to do baking over frying. I switched out canola oil is the only oil I'll fry in. When I use stir fry, coconut, sesame, avocado oil. That's it. So my diet, I drink lots of, everybody who knows me, I always have this cup next to me. It's always full of water. I drink lots of water, lots and lots of water. So, yes, I think it's important to eat things that give you life and try to eat things that have seeds.
Yeah, things that are natural that grow. I agree. Amazing, amazing. So I want to say thank you to you, Amber, for coming on the I Don't Active Health Show. It was amazing. You were an amazing guest. I
Well,
loved
thank you.
everything we talked about being inspired, your coaching services, what you do for people, how you try to inspire them, whether they're single, they're women,
That's
a
it.
woman or her man.
That's it.
And I hope they reach out to you if they need help with their life coaching in
Yeah,
any way, psychic services, or just trying to just need guidance to
yeah,
find what they already have within,
that's
like you
it.
said. I think that's amazing what you do. I hope well, I know you're going to keep on doing it. You're going to grow. Like you said, you're going to travel, maybe have a center and have this book come out,
Yep.
and you're doing amazing things.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate you taking the time to have me on. I
It was
really
my pleasure. And for the last time, where can people find you if they want to find these services or products?
Okay. Well, they can go to Be Inspired Services. That's the letter B, the letter N, BNSPIREDSERVICES.com. BeInspiredServices.com is my website. My that's actually my handle for every other social media. Facebook is the same, BNSPIRED, Be Inspired Services. They can find me there. Instagram. I'm all over.
Okay. All right. Thank you. I want to say thank you to everybody that checked in on the I Don't Active Health Show. It was a pleasure to be here with y'all again. And y'all enjoy the rest of y'all day. And make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And y'all have an amazing day. And remember, everything is from within, so you can do whatever you put your mind to.
That's right.